Iowa State Cyclones are with us. They have a date in the Sweet 16, as I mentioned, against the winner of Tennessee and Virginia. Head coach T.J. Otzelberger is with us. Taman Lipsy, Nate Heisey, and Milam Mochilovic will be representing the student body. We have a 12-minute session. We're going to open up with TJ making a statement on the game. Then we'll go to questions for all four gentlemen here on the dais. TJ, please.
Yeah, first credit to Kentucky, Coach Pope. Great season. We knew what a formidable opponent they'd be. A lot of respect for the job they do, and we knew we had to be at our best. Proud of our guys. Felt like the game certainly didn't start the way we would like. Defensively, our pressure as the game wore on continued to pay dividends for us and generate turnovers, be able to score off of our defense. And, for us, we take so much pride in the habits and the things we do every single day, and really proud of our guys for how we pressured the ball, how we rebounded the ball, and how we shared it and played for one another. Those are the things that we really strive to be elite and have excellence in, and our guys really showed up in a major way in those areas for us today. So great team win. Really proud of our group.
Start with questions. Right here, and then right behind.
Hey, Coach. After Killian had that spinning layup, you let out a quick smile before telling your guys to get back. How did having an elite backcourt today with Lipsy and Killian really help you guys?
Yeah, both guys are fierce competitors. For Killian, to be able to learn from Taman every single day has been amazing. And so Killian brings such tremendous effort. A guy who, again, he's a freshman, doesn't play like a freshman. He competes at such a high level. So it was just one of those moments as a coach. You're really proud of him because you know how he works every single day. And at some point, you want to be in that moment with him. And I felt like that was an opportunity to do that.
This is for Coach Otzelberger. And Nate, I'd like to get a comment from you, too, just on, Coach, what did he bring maybe that fans can't see in a box score today when J. Jeff goes down and you put senior like Nate into the starting lineup?
Well, Nate has been essentially our sixth starter all year, even when he hasn't started on the court. And I say it over and over again, like Nate Heisey is someone that's a fierce competitor. Defensively, has tremendous pride, getting stops, team defense, getting traffic rebounds, making plays. You can feel that compete every possession. Offensively, he steps up and does what's needed for our team. Obviously, back-to-back double-figure scoring games. So, look, Nate is somebody for me that I just have tremendous belief and confidence in. And I know what he can do, and I know what he'll continue to do. So, you're really proud of guys when they continue to challenge themselves to be at their best. And Nate's somebody that we see do it every single day, and, fortunate that it showed up for him again today.
Nate, your comment on today's performance?
Yeah, just to reiterate what he said, whenever my number needs to be called, I feel like I'm up for that challenge. And today was one of the, obviously the biggest game of the year, and wouldn't want to be in any other spot. So I'm just thankful for the belief that he has in me, my teammates have in me, and I love playing with them, so I just want to keep doing that as long as I can.
Question right here in the aisle.
Question for Taman, Alec Bussey, 24/7 Sports. You had 26 points today, 10 assists, first double-double of the season. How much of an extra onus did you put on yourself to step up today with Joshua out?
Yeah, obviously with J. Jeff out of the lineup and not playing in the game, he's the best player on our team. So just all the guys knew that we had to step up in different ways, and however that presented it to us. But for me, it was just being aggressive, getting downhill early, drawing some fouls, getting to the line. That kind of set the momentum for me. Didn't hit three till the second half, but once that happened, I felt really good about my offense, and teammates kept looking for me, things like that. But like you said, the double-double first of the year, just looking for my teammates. I think Milan was the one that got me to my 10th assist on a nice step-back three. That's a tough shot, but just credit to my teammates for, being ready for when the ball comes their way.
You mentioned getting downhill, putting pressure on the rim. You guys obviously struggled to shoot it in the first half, I think 9 of 31 from the floor. How important was it for you to get to the rim, get to the foul line, and be able to score that way?
Like you said, we didn't shoot the ball well in the first half, so it was super important just to attack, get easy ones from the line, or get easy layups or transition layups, because that helped us stay in the game along with creating turnovers and the defensive end in that first half.
Ben Hutchins from the Quad City Times. I have a question for TJ and Taman. How would you describe the offense today, and can you talk about how you guys overcame the challenge of playing without J. Jeff?
First, the offense. I credit these guys. They really paced our offense and made sure that early we didn't spend too much, we didn't score too many points and we didn't make too many shots. I think they waited just until the right time prior to half when Taman got the big assist to Heisey for the three and to take the lead. So I credit our guys for understanding that, to have that pace, because we started, 9 for 31 and 1 for 14 from three. And then in the second half, we just made all our shots. So that was a great plan. I didn't know our players were going to do that, but I credit them for doing an unbelievable job of pacing it that way. When you go out there and you don't have J. Jeff, I mean, the guy's elite competitor, a winner, been such a great leader for us. So we miss him in so many aspects. But our guys know that if we count on each other, we trust each other, and we believe in one another, that we can accomplish anything. And so the best way we can honor him at this point is to continue to play our best. And, he's vocal in the locker room. He's there in practice. He's still laying it on the line. He's with us every step of the way.
Question on the right-hand side, gentlemen.
Yeah, TJ, Ben Baby with ESPN. 2 questions. On Jefferson, do you guys have an extended timetable now? There's been more time on when he could be able to return?
Yeah, he has an MRI tomorrow at 11 a.m., so we'll see how that all goes and take it from there.
And then, y'all were able to create a ton of turnovers in both halves. That was pretty consistent. Why do you think that was the case?
These guys are relentless competitors. They work for it every day. They're connected defensively and offensively, and they're relentless. So, I mean, their spirit, their desire to win, competitive endurance when things get hard, they're an unbelievable group.
Well, hold on a second. Wait for a mic. And there you go.
Yeah. I'll just ask you about how you guys overcame the challenge today without Joshua.
Question is for who? Taman, thank you.
Yeah, I think just knowing that it's the next guy up mentality. Obviously started with Heisey jumping in that starting lineup, but I think one thing that it really helped us with was just playing fast and playing with pace. I feel like we played great off the ball. Heisey did a great job just ripping drives and getting downhill. It's something that's a little different from J. Jeff's game, so made us harder to guard, I think, and got them in rotations, got us different looks, and I think it was something that really opened up the floor for us.
We're halfway through. 2 questions are up, 1 and 2.
Question for Milan and Nate. Everyone knows how much Timon means to your guys' program and how successful you guys have been because of his contributions. Was today kind of like his masterpiece of a performance with Joshua out to score 26 points, have a double-double, and everything that he did?
Milam, you're first, and then Nate.
Yeah, I mean, I love playing with him. He just does a little bit of everything for us. I mean, he stepped up in the biggest game, and we needed him to. He needed to be a playmaker, a scorer. He needed to do a little bit of everything. 26 points, I think maybe career high. I'm not sure, yeah. And first double-double, so, he's just a competitor, like TJ said, and he looks for me in transition and in the half court, so he's just a joy to play with.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that play before halftime, just that confidence he had in me to kick that one out when he probably could have had a layup too. I think that just shows what type of player he is, and going into games like this when you know it could be your last, when you have a guy like Taman who you know is going to put it on the line, who isn't going to let us lose, that's just how I felt all year, is how much pride he plays with and how much he cares about Iowa State, that he's not going to let us lose in these big games, and that's why I really respect him and enjoy playing with him.
TJ, you gave some sort of a quote on Thursday about how the program views adversity as a challenge, or something like that. Is it fair to say that this weekend is almost a microcosm of your program?
I mean, for us, adversity just creates opportunity for us to be at our best, and we work every single day for those habits and that consistency of those habits. And you know what? When you do that and you have character guys who continue to stay committed to the process, things go your way in the biggest moments. So I think everything that comes our way is a blessing. It's an opportunity, and we're going to continue to take it as it comes and be at our absolute best.
Question on the right-hand side, gentlemen.
Thomas Stone, bracketeer.org for Milan. How did you kind of notice Joshua's leadership impact take shape over the course of the last couple of days, and especially as you guys had to power through those early first half offensive struggles?
Yeah, I think he was just being vocal in the locker room before the game, and at halftime, he kind of just told us what he was seeing and how we could get better shots, because it was kind of a feeling out process in the first half a little bit playing without him. So we kind of just needed to, regroup at halftime, and we knew we weren't going to play much worse offensively than we did in the first half.
Anything else for the Cyclones? Gentlemen, thank you very much. Congratulations and good luck in the Sweet 16.
Spring, the unofficial new year for tool people. A time to start new jobs, tackle new projects,
Kentucky Wildcats are with us. Head coach Mark Pope, along with Otega Owe and Denzel Aberdeen. We're going to ask Mark to make a statement on the game, and then we'll go to questions for all three gentlemen here on the dais. Mark, please.
In regards to the game, I thought Iowa State was terrific. They exert a ton of pressure. They're very disruptive, and certainly they were disruptive with us. They played hard and they played well. They're a good team, and they earned a 2 seed. They did it shorthanded, and so congratulations to them. For us, I'm really proud of our guys. These guys took on a character this year of just dealing with a ton and just trying to stand back up and stand back up and stand back up. And if we were blessed to have another game, I'm sure they would again. And we weren't good enough tonight.
Question right here in the second row. Thank you.
Jenna Lifshin, Kentucky Colonel. For both Otega and Denzel, the final game of your collegiate career. And just with Kentucky, what's your kind of final message to BBN and overall, if you can kind of reflect on your experience as a Wildcat?
Denzel, you start, please.
First and foremost, I want to thank BBN, Coach Mark Pope, my guys, Otega, all my teammates for allowing me to step foot in the University of Kentucky. And just ever since I stepped foot on campus, they welcomed me with warm hugs. Everybody was positive with me. Everybody was basically like family to me. So I want to thank them. And we didn't get to what we wanted to get to today, but I'm just proud of each and every one of my teammates, my coaches, BBN, for just allowing me to be here. And I'm forever grateful for them. So.
Yeah, kind of the same thing that DA said.
just want to say thank you to BBN. These past 2 years been amazing. Thank you, Coach Pope, obviously, for bringing me in. We fell short this year, but I'm sure the guys next year are going to come and remember this and get the job done because playing here at Kentucky, that's what the fans and everyone deserves is to win. So obviously I'm disappointed that we didn't get it done this year, but these past 2 years have been amazing, life changing. I'm just thankful for my teammates that I played with last year, this year. I'll definitely never forget it for sure.
Question on the right-hand side, gentlemen.
Mark, Ben Baby with ESPN, a bucket away from y'all being up 2 at the half. What kind of change in the second for y'all?
Well, we got a little disoriented at the last 8 or 10 minutes of the first half, and that's what Iowa State does. They increase their pressure, and we turned over 12 times in the first half and kind of contributed to our own demise, credit to them. And then we had their defense ratcheted up in the second half, and we had a tough time finding baskets. More importantly, we had a really tough time getting a stop. They shot it well in the second half. They executed well in the second half. They shot 50% in the second half from 3, and they played really well. So you're not going to win games when you give up 51 in the second half, and there are a lot of reasons why that happened. We just couldn't quite stem the tide there.
Left-hand side.
Coach Sam Lance, Field of 68. That $22 million number that was kind of pinned to you guys at the beginning of the year. I guess, did you see that affect the group at all? And I know you guys had big injuries, but did you maybe learn anything from a resource allocation standpoint from the season?
Well, we've heard so many numbers go around that it just is. We live in a really interesting world. I think that I think we were disappointed that we never got to run with the roster that we thought we had. These guys did an amazing job adjusting. You think about DA came here with one responsibility in mind and one framework for a team, and had to transition through the whole course of the year to be a player that he did not come here to be, and that goes with a lot of guys on our team. We didn't get to play the way that we planned to. We didn't get to play with the personnel we planned to, and all of that changed. And I think our guys raised up, and they made the very, very best of a complicated, difficult situation, roster-wise and health-wise, and I couldn't be more proud of them. Their response has been incredible. So, we didn't get to do anything the way we had planned or constructed just because of health situations, but these guys still left us with unbelievable moments and memories, if not getting to the ultimate goal.
Question on the inside aisle, then we'll go back over here. Go.
Coach, Iowa State's defense, we all know about what makes it so, what's their secret sauce, I guess? Because you kind of know what's coming. What makes them be able to thrive the way that they do? Well,
they're unique in the fact of how they push up the boards. They really do. I'm not. It's a real credit to TJ and a real credit to his team. I'm not totally convinced. They have a couple world-class defenders on that team, but that roster is not made up of defensive specialists, aside from maybe a couple guys. But their team concept is really good, and they hide a lot of it by being over-aggressive and by putting you in compromising positions and getting you sped up, and it certainly showed that tonight.
Left-hand side.
Mark, you said it didn't get to have how you planned to play. What was kind of the overall big picture? What did it look? What did you want the plan to look like this year, and kind of what do you want it to look like going forward as far as what your roster and style play?
Well, we thought we were going to have depth and physicality and size, and we felt like we were going to be able to kind of come wave after wave after wave. We knew going in that we were a little bit light at the point guard position, just because of changes that happened in the roster late in the spring last year. So that was the one place we had some nervousness, and then those worries came true. Certainly, with all that said, DA did an unbelievable job, like an incredible job of growing into a high IQ, run the team, lift up the guys, make the thing function. So that was problematic. But you know, and what we ended up with was playing a shorter rotation with guys out of position and guys learning new roles, and our guys were incredible. You know, like I said, it's clearly not the outcome we're looking for, but under the circumstances with guys playing out of position under that duress, I was really proud of how they did it.
Back to the right.
Yeah, for Ortega and Denzel, starting kind of towards that back last half of like conference play, then going to today, what maybe was the biggest thing that kept y'all from being more successful than y'all ended up being this season?
Oh, you're first this time.
You know, I think we just, you know, at the end of conference, we were really just focused on, you know, trying to stack some positive energy going into the tournament. Obviously, we wish we could win every single game, but you know, that's not how basketball works every time. But for us, we were really just focused on, you know, getting better every single game. You know, trying to start off the games better, and I feel like we did a good job of that actually towards the end of conference and even going into the tournament. We just didn't do a good job of, you know, doing it for a full 40. But you know, we live and you learn. I feel like the group next year obviously is going to do a good job of responding and, you know, remembering this moment and, you know, just building off of that.
Yeah, kind of like he said, we didn't play fully hard for the full 40 minutes, and we had to do a better job. But I felt like for the most part, we tried to turn it around as much as possible each and every game. I felt like we were improving at that, and we just got to do it for the full 40. But like he said, also, whoever comes in next year, I feel like they're going to make a huge change. They're going to make a huge change for Kentucky. So whoever comes in, I hope they just take it on, play fully hard for 40 minutes, and they're going to get it done, though.
We have about 4 minutes to go. Next question is standing up in the back.
Yeah, Mark, Darryl Bird with the Cats Paws. Outside of those two guys sitting next to you, everybody's eligible to come back in this day of complete roster turnovers. Where do you start going forward?
Well, retention is a big part of this, and we have good young players. You know, you think about it, you're starting a first-year center and a first-year power forward and sophomore two guard, and you know, it wasn't a plan coming into the season, but it's what we ended up with, and those guys have gained some great experience, and they're going to get better and better and better, and so, you know, we'll start there and then kind of build out from there. We've done this for 2 years, and we'll continue to do a good job at it.
Right here again, second row.
Coach, I know a big part of your mindset when recruiting is players understanding what it means to wear Kentucky across their chest. Do you feel like looking towards the future as NIL and the transfer portal get more and more big and crazy that it's going to be harder to find guys who understand the loyalty and kind of what it means to play for a school rather than just going where the money is? Or do you think you're still going to be able to find guys who are willing to commit to Kentucky with the extent of their career and with the full amount of loyalty that you played with as a player?
I think our focus is finding guys that want to be at Kentucky because of what Kentucky is, and so you know, this is the greatest place in the world to play basketball, and it comes with all of this stuff. It comes with all the pressure and the scrutiny, and you know, these guys, you know, Ortega's won games in the NCAA tournament back-to-back years, and at any other school that would be good, right? And at Kentucky, the uniqueness of Kentucky is that, you know, that's not the answer. And so, you know, finding guys that want that, and we can find them. There's great guys. I mean, you think about these two guys up here. You know, Ortega put together one of the epic 2-year careers in the history of Kentucky basketball, and Denzel came in here and had to play a completely different position than he's ever played before under different circumstances, and rose up and actually put together a great year. We'll find the guys. There's no place like this, but it's got to be the right fit for guys, and they got to want it. It's at the end of the day, it'll be all those things are important. Of course, all those things are important. Fit, opportunity, NIL, you know, potential for future growth. All those things are important. But this Kentucky is like there's nowhere like it, and so it's not hard to find guys.
Final question in the back. Go.
Yeah, Mark, you talked earlier about the injuries kind of prevented from playing the way you envisioned. I'm thinking back last year, Kurt Kreese is out, Lamont's out, Jackson breaks his wrist. Have you had a single time where you've put out the team you thought you were going to have in your head?
No, but that's not true. We did early in the season last year. we did. This year we had, I always think of the St. John's, the second half when magically J-Lo came back from getting semi-dislocated in the first half and came back and played those 17 minutes in the second half. But that wasn't really a look because J-Lo never got to practice with our team. And JQ really never got to practice with our team, even when we were trying to roll them out there for a couple games. So we never really got to know each other that way. But listen, it's certainly been made our job more complicated. It's made DA's life more complicated, Otega's life more complicated, made Colin's life more complicated, made Jasper's life way more complicated than it necessarily should have been. It made BG and Malachi's life way more complicated than it should have been, but that's also part of what we do, and I'm proud of these guys, man. These guys gave us everything that they could give us. They didn't give us everything, but they gave us everything that they could give us, and that's something. And they grew close together through great times and through moments of adversity the entire year. And Otega Owe not only put incredible performances on the court that BBN will remember forever, but he also grew as a man and grew as a leader in his own way. And Denzel Aberdeen brought so much joy to this place. Every single day with a unique competitive spirit and a willingness to try and learn how to do things way different in a different position than he'd done them before. And I love these guys, man. It's hard for me to think much past that.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Best of luck in your futures.